Disappointment at the face of the bowler. 217 for 6.
Shamim, it's interesting that the pitch hasn't yet turned into a Bunsen burner. It's interesting that the pitch slow turn, yet the odd one that spit turned into a not straightforward. It's to negotiate the turn. It's interesting that I think the greatest test is the odd one that spit turned into a not straightforward to negotiate the turn. It's interesting that I think the greatest test is the odd one that spit turned into a not straightforward to negotiate the turn. It's interesting because I think the greatest test is the odd one that spit turned into a not straightforward negotiating a huge amount of time slow in the past it will not get straightforward huge amount of time slow in the past which it will not get straightforward huge amount of time slow in the past which it will not get straightforward huge amount of time slow in the past which huge amount of Australia was some of the hardest cricket against domestic teams at full strength that I ever played, so I don't know what the numbers are. If Rajneesh puts any pen to paper, he will lead the country. Full strength that I ever played, so
I'll tell you what, just hearing our little discussion, he's got hard at work. He can anticipate what we're going to require, and I'm sure sooner than later we're going to be given some figures. But it's a very the concept of those days when your playing days and the modern and I'm sure sooner than later we're going to be working figures. But it's a very the concept of those days when your playing days and the modern and I'm sure sooner than later we're going to be don't even have the time to look up at the camera pretending to be busy. Those days when your playing days and the modern and I'm sure sooner than later we're going to
it's hard work
to look up at the camera.
I must say that you're right. 11.5 overs, just the 36 runs when the batsmen are looking for runs.
It's hard work. This is the time
very difficult to generate. You're right. And also 11.5 overs.
You have your norm
6
as a bowler.
This is what I'm comfortable with.
This is despite the scenario of the game.
And when you're under duress, when you don't have the support of the wicket, when you're looking at the big total, just keeping that interest going and keeping that energy going must be very difficult.
It's a challenge, and he more than anyone else, along with Roach, would have been challenged.
Keeping that energy going must be very difficult.
It's a challenge, and he more than anyone else, along with Roach, would have been challenged. 222 for 6.
To me, it's all about feeling what the piece of wood in front of me is meant to be. Creating a functional piece that is also beautiful. I know there are others, and I want them to find me. I'm maths, and I put myself out there with GoDaddy.
The lead extended to 393 runs by Bangladesh. Still got a bit of time to play around with. And the question is, how long are they going to keep on batting? These two have been pretty good, formed a good partnership in the first innings. Of course, we've got some figures immediately. We're talking about Ian Bishop's performances at home and abroad, particularly in Asia. That was my question. Give you some figures in a moment. Performances
161 wickets totally in Bishop's Test career, 20 of them in Asia at 26.30. Now he's just told me off air. As we see a typical one-day format kind of cricket, and attempted, and immediately he has to pay the price for it.
Yeah, Taijul looking to be innovative. He wanted to play that scoop. Not an easy shot to play. You haven't practiced it that much. But all in the hunt for quick runs. Obviously, Bangladesh have felt, understandably, that anything close to 400 is comfortable. 2-2-2 for 7. Understandably, that anything close to 400 is comfortable. 2-2-2 for 7.
Well, some respite for the West Indies team taking the 7th wicket. Double Nelson strikes, 2-2 for 7 now. And we were asking the questions whether the declaration would come if they keep on losing wickets. That is a concern that the West Indians are not going to have. Nayeem Hassan, another player who's been very impressive. They keep on losing wickets. That is, yeah, it's a concern that the West Indians are not going to have. Impressions of innovation. You see, once again, trying to scoop, missing it, and hitting timber. I understand the thought process, but the bowlers are going to be happy. See from the smile. And there are a lot of duress. Hitting timber. I understand the thought process, but the bowlers are going to be happy.
Interesting looking at what happened while the team was waiting for 9 to come to the crease as well. Captain Brathwaite was in a little group of players staring at the pitch. They just moved away there, but all of them were looking at that little patch outside the off stump where they'll have to ply their trade later on, discussing plans. They just moved away there, but all of them were looking at that little patch outside the off stump and ways they may be able to absorb pressure for whatever batting they get today and tomorrow.
Beautiful delivery. Went with the arm, kept low, and struck timber again. Excellent way to get rid of Mehidy Hassan Mirage.
Talk a lot about turn. We can also talk about the lack of it. Just a little bit more pace on the ball. Mehidy perhaps looking for spin. There was none. And the ball ricocheting off the bottom edge. Been a solid test match in some ways for Warwick, and 4 wickets in the first innings, 3 wickets in the second, and it looks as though that is it. Bangladesh have declared their innings with a lead of 394, and now batsmen, it's over to you on a pitch that, while it's not turned vigorously or square, there's still enough in it for slower men in particular, so it'll be a battle for an inexperienced team.
Of course, the fall of the quick 3 wickets has augmented an earlier declaration. Not really worth going for a few runs, and they felt that getting to the West Indians a little earlier, get a breakthrough before the end of day's play, get a few wickets, that maybe the apply. This guy has worked very, very hard, very impressive. Both the spin bowlers. That's how the batters went for Bangladesh. Early loss of Tamim, Iqbal and Najmul Hassan Shanto's wicket, compounded by that of Shadman Islam, and the pressure was on early this morning, but Mominul, Haque, the skipper, and Mushfiqur built up a little bit of a partnership, but the main one
over 100 runs was between the skipper and Liton who took them to a position of strength.
Mominul Haque was outstanding with his 100 and forming partnerships. And 3 wickets for Cornwall, 3 for Jamel Warrican. A couple of wickets to Gabriel. He'll take heart from that. We'll talk about Roach as we go through the rest of the game and whether there needs to be a change in Asia. But I think the West Indies will take something out of their bowling looking towards the next test match. But first of all, they've got to negotiate this 394 set by Bangladesh. Take a short break. We'll be back with more.
Let me tell you about cricket. It's not just a poster on your wall. Cricket is the fingers you break, the sacrifices you make. This is the game we play. It's what we do. 100% cricket. Let me tell you about cricket. It's not just a poster on your wall. Cricket is the fingers you break, the sacrifices you make. This is the game we play. It's what we do. 100% cricket.
There it is. That is brilliant. That is outstanding. Dropped it, should have been taken.
Let me tell you about cricket. It's not just a poster on your wall. Cricket is the fingers you break, the sacrifices you make. This is the game we play. It's what we do. 100% cricket.
Watch cricket on the go. Your favorite sport. Anytime, anywhere.
আজকে চতুর্থ দিন এবং আগামী কালকে সকালে প্রথম ইনিংসের হয়তো লাঞ্চের আগে বা লাঞ্চের পরে ম্যাচটা শেষ হয়ে যাবে এটাই আশা করছি। আব্দুল খায়ের ভাই লিখেছেন ভাই টি10 এর ফাইনালে কে কে খেলবে? টি10 এর ফাইনালে খেলবেন দিল্লি বুলস এবং নর্দার্ন ওয়ারিয়ার্স। ম্যাচটা শেষ হয়ে যাবে এটাই আশা করছি। এমনি মাসুম ভাই লিখেছে ইনশাআল্লাহ 5 উইকেটই যাবে, বেশি যেতে পারে, 5 উইকেট না বেশি যাবে, 42 ওভারে 5 উইকেটই আশা করা যায়। আপাতত কম কম আশা করাটাই বেটার সাপোর্টারদের জন্য। শাহাদাত এসডি ভাই আমাদের সাথে রয়েছেন ভাই, বিগ ব্যাশ করবেন জানান প্লিজ। না বিগ ব্যাশ আসলে থাকছি না, বিগ ব্যাশে থাকছি না। লেগেছেন ভাই আপনি লাঞ্চ করেছেন? না আসলে এখনো করা হয়নি, অবশ্যই দ্বিতীয় সেশনের খেলা এখনো 12 ওভার বাকি রয়েছে, তো দ্বিতীয় সেশনের সময় 20 মিনিটের যে ব্রেকটা থাকবে তখন আসলে আমরা আপনাদের কাছ থেকে 10 মিনিটের ব্রেক নেওয়ার চেষ্টা করবো। পোড়ামালিক আমাদের সাথে রয়েছে ভাই, এসে গেছি, লাইক করে দিয়েছি, অনেক অনেক ভালোবাসা আছি আপনাকে ভিডিওটি লাইক করে দেওয়ার জন্য। আজ বন্ধুরা ফিরছি আমি 1 মিনিটের মধ্যে, অবশ্যই বিগ ব্যাশ নিয়ে আলোচনা করার চেষ্টা করবো, বিগ ব্যাশ নিয়ে আলোচনা করার চেষ্টা করবো ফিরেই। লাইক করে দিয়েছি, অনেক অনেক ভালোবাসা আছি আপনাকে ভিডিওটি লাইক করে দেওয়ার জন্য। আজ বন্ধুরা ফিরছি আমি 1 মিনিটের মধ্যে, অবশ্যই বিগ ব্যাশ নিয়ে আলোচনা করার চেষ্টা করবো, বিগ ব্যাশ নিয়ে আলোচনা করার চেষ্টা করবো ফিরেই।
4:30 first up for Bangladesh, having won the toss and elected to bat. And West Indies giving up a lead, and then Bangladesh declaring on 223 for 8, setting the West Indies 395 to win. Lots of time left in the test match. 100 to Mominul is 10th, and then the West Indies, Gabriel, Warrican, Cornwall amongst the wickets. Tamim, there was a little scare yesterday when 2 wickets fell in Cornwall's first over.
Indeed, very early on, Tamim Iqbal caught in front, took the review, but it went in favor of the bowlers. Just playing for a ball which kept on holding its line, basically. Didn't do too much, playing down the wrong line on that occasion. And Najmul really didn't need to have a poke at that one. Wideish delivery came in just a couple of balls before and then made it look quite ungainly as a batsman so early in his innings. He was really well thought out. This is a well thought out delivery by Shannon Gabriel when tried to bounce Mominul earlier, but then kept on bouncing at the taller Shadman and got that little with the gloves. This was a shot that could have been avoided. Straight bat was should have been offered. Instead of vertical, it was horizontal and also not quite reading the length. Ball going on hit the wicket. Liton Kumar Dash and Mominul built up that 100+ partnership, but then he got a little cheeky trying to reverse on once too often. Got a boundary in his previous delivery with the reverse, but this time going straight to hand, no problems. And Mominul on his way to getting us move on. Hoisted one earlier for boundary and then tried to do similar things and well caught in the deep by Kima Roach. See, the intentions were pretty clear. Get as many runs as quickly as possible. Taijul Islam didn't last too long after he came in. Trying to be cheeky once again. The influences of one-day cricket. Trying to be innovative. 3 batsmen I've noticed have gone out in similar fashion. Trying to play the one-day kind of shots. Didn't work for them. And finally, Mehidy Hasan Miraj. Who was he chopped it on actually. The ball maybe he was thinking that might have a bit of turn, but it was the arm ball. Came in quicker, got the inside part and rammed into the leg stump. And that was when the decision was made. Lost enough wickets. Now let's go down and have a bowl. Give the West Indies a target. Warrican was absolutely top class. Very impressive bowling.
Brathwaite and Campbell make their way to the middle. Shamim and folks watching wherever you are. Obviously, the host nation, the host team are in the driver's seat. Brathwaite and Campbell make their way to the middle. Shamim and folks. And I'm assuming with about 40 overs left today, the assumption would be that the West Indies can somehow get through that for whatever loss and have a 5th-day action. That's my assumption. The game is a funny game. But I'm intrigued by 2 things. This is the first of 2 test matches. What can the West Indies batsmen gain from this innings outing? What can he do? How do they play? Do they rotate strike? Do they just graft? They have to just play really what they see for the rest of today. Keep looking to score whenever the opportunity comes. And I want to see how Mominul maneuvers his bowlers, how he sets his field. A big score on the board, how he attacks the West Indies with bowlers and field set.
Well, if the batsman just back down, I think first things first would be get a feel of what the wicket is doing, what the bowlers are achieving. And also keep an eye on the rotation of the strike. It has more often than not, if you allow yourself to be bogged down, lots of dot balls and negative sort of approach to the game, then you sometimes go into a zone mentally where even a delivery which should be punished, you're not really attacking it, going to a negative mindset, cannot allow the batsman or yourselves to do that. You've got to keep on rotating the strike. That also frustrates the bowlers. Once you get, you don't have too many pace bowlers, but pace bowlers, if they were more onshore, more frustrated, they'll try different things. The Mustafizur Rahman bowls very contained spells. But first things first, you've got to just play him out safely.
A little bit of swing, and that's what Kraigg Brathwaite would have had at the back of his mind. Let me be vigilant initially for that one that comes back in. The swing you wouldn't think would last too long with the new ball. So keep my left leg out of the way don't bring the slips and wicketkeeper into play. Defend my stumps. Not sure why he switched ends, Mustafizur, because he got his 2 wickets in the first innings from the other end.
And if Kraigg Brathwaite can just think back as he tucks that away, just hold in. Might have another look at it, the third umpire, if it's been hauled in, and they seem to be pretty happy that it's been safely pulled in. Just go back to that point I was making after we have a look at this. Just a little tucker, you see, that is the way to go about it. Because the ball needed to be played in that manner, and that's well done in the deep. Nice commitment shown. Just to that point, Kraigg Brathwaite's got to think back to Mustafizur's bowling in the first innings, when he tried to move the ball back in. He got a couple in about 3 or 4 overs, then had to give up and come around the wicket because he wasn't managing to get the ball back in. He's depending on his angle delivery and the cutters. He's got to bide his time and wait for those balls, negotiate them, and hope that the similar kind of result is going to happen in this innings.
A couple of balls ago, I think Brathwaite, look at Brathwaite's reaction here. Just keep a looking. He's upset with Campbell because Campbell showed no urgency at all and it should have been 3. I think Brathwaite, look at Brathwaite's reaction here. Just keep a looking. He's upset with Campbell because Campbell showed no
little things.
at all and it should have been
Little
3.
things.
I wonder if the skipper had a little bit of a chat with him.
We're talking about rotation of the strike, and even the third run, you know, that as you come into bat, you just get the adrenaline flowing, you've got the blood pumping, and you get the muscles supple. Maybe that was one of the reasons why Campbell wasn't bothered to go and strain for the third run. But opportunities like that should be taken.
More runs, at least a couple. Mustafizur looking for that swing. Sometimes the conditions, in as much as the wrist position has improved for Mustafizur and he can swing it back, the conditions won't allow him to find it for too long. Not sure if that dropped just short.
How close was that to the fielder? It'll be interesting to see from the reaction of Mustafizur Rahman. He felt there was at least half a chance at occasion. Don't know how aerial it was. Interesting to have another look. He felt there was at least half a chance at occasion. Don't know how aerial it was. Well, he's speared in most of his deliveries in that area, and the batsmen have been reasonably comfortable in tucking them away. Quite nicely done to finish with a boundary. 8 without loss.
A lot can happen with a simple share your ideas, tell your story, connect to all of your social media in one place, get people excited, change here, update there, to get connected, to share, and sell anywhere. Just and start making a different future. Start different at GoDaddy.com.
Have a look at that clip away. How close was it to Mushfiqur Rahim? He just moved to the left. Nice, just dropping short. So, yeah, it would have encouraged the bowler, but Mushfiqur Rahim very agile, normally a wicketkeeper, also moves well in the outfield. Didn't quite get behind it. Taijul Islam is going to start off. So left arm, 30th match for him. 7 5-wicket hauls, 5 was. enjoying some cold water. It's warmed up as the day has progressed here in Chattogram.
Last ball of the previous over tucked away for 4.
Shade surprised, though it's a similar kind of decision taken to bring in Taijul. You've got Hassan, the tallest of the spinners, with the new ball, proud seam, maybe a little bit of extra turn, maybe the purchase off the wicket, which Taijul tends to manage. But I thought with the new ball, Nayeem Hassan would have been better option. Left-hander on strike, tends to manage. But I thought with the new ball, he was forced to bowl a little quicker than he normally would. He would tend to toss the ball up in the air with the older ball.
This battle for the West Indies is to get to tea without any destruction. 8 without loss. The West Indies is to get to tea without any destruction. 8 without loss.
Tall task, huge task for West Indies. 8 without loss at the moment. What they need to do is make sure that they don't lose a wicket before tea, and that's what they would be looking forward to. Mustafizur was on to the pads in this first over. Much better line. Important for him to realize that to bowling to right-hander, not bowl in the pads. Again, the umpire having a closer look as where he lands. He's already had problems in the first innings, stepping on that danger zone. There you go, straight away. I reckon it is the first warning. Stepping on that danger zone, so he needs to be careful. Straight away, I reckon it is the first one. Not easy for a bowler when you're getting back into your rhythm or coming back to Test match cricket after a gap of 2 years. He must have worked with his run-up, with the wrist position that what Ian Bishop was talking about earlier on, trying to get the ball back into the right-hander. So you need to get it curve away, but he's got to step out. Once he delivers the ball, he's got to make sure the second landing part or the third step has to be outside the danger zone. Good afternoon, Mazhar. Once he delivers the ball, he's got to make sure the second landing part or the third step has to be outside the danger zone. Good afternoon, Mazhar.
Good afternoon, and it sort of puts you in a discomfort as a bowler when you've been asked to look at your feet after the follow through when it steps into the danger end, and that has been the case in the previous innings as well for Mustafizur Rahman. And one of the key reasons of Mustafizur's improvement is that he's able to bowl closer to the wicket. One of the key reasons of Mustafizur's improvement is that he's able to bowl.
Good looking shot. That's a good chase, very good chase from Shadman Islam. Good looking shot. That's a good chase, very good chase from First ball of this over. He's gone wide. Oh, just a touch maybe, yeah. So what he's decided to do, he was coming a bit closer to the stumps. He does not come that close to the stumps. But it just looks like that he's trying to bowl wide of the crease. But he still needs to do a little bit more to ensure that he does not step on that red zone. It just looks like that he's trying to bowl wide of the crease. But he still needs to do a little
And that
bit
will
more
surely goes around his head whenever he goes to bowl. And it also affects as a bowler to plan accordingly what you're supposed to plan in other situations. It will be important for Mustafizur to both adjust his mental thought process as well as the run-up as well. We all know he already got 2 warnings from the umpire in the first innings. Mental thought process as well as the run-up as well. We all know he already got 2 warnings from the umpire in the first innings.
Should have been left alone, went after it, goes through him. 10 without loss. Should have been left alone, went after it, goes through him. 10 without loss. Two for 84 in the first innings for Taijul Islam. Has been asked to open the bowling. It was Shakib Hassan who opened the bowling in the first innings. He's not available due to injury. Has been asked to open the bowling. They need to be watchful. Yes, there's not a lot of time for the tea break. It's important for both these batsmen to just soak the pressure. They need to be watchful. Yes, there's not a lot of time for the tea break. It's important for both these batsmen to just important for Taijul to maintain good line and length, which he's done so far in this over.
And he mentioned that yesterday, that they need to bowl in the right area consistently. And that was the reason they went for runs in the first session of the last day. And he mentioned that yesterday, that they need to bowl in the right area consistently. And that was the reason.
Yeah, you just have to keep working on the minds of a batsman. Have a look at his footwork. Mostly inside deep in his crease and playing from the crease. Minds of a batsman. Have a look at his footwork. Important, so very important for the Bangladeshi spinners, especially to see what the batsmen are doing in the middle. Important, so very important for the Bangladeshi spinners, especially to see what the batsmen are doing in the middle. West Indies stays on 10. West Indies stays on 10. The man at a point just going deeper. I wonder why. Interesting. Because of that. He's targeting the offside and on a shorter side, so they feel that they need some protection in the deep. Because of that. Well, he had problems stepping on the danger zone, but what he's trying to do here is going wider of the crease, which allows him to stay away from the danger zone. Problems stepping on the danger zone, but what he's trying to do here is going wider of the crease, which allows him to stay away from the danger zone. Problems stepping on the danger zone, but what he's trying to do here is going wider of the crease, which allows him to stay away from the danger zone. Problems stepping on the danger zone, but what he's trying to do here is going wider of the crease, which allows him to stay away from the danger zone.
Greatly. 2 wickets down Pakistan quickly, and that will have an impact on that is Pakistan.
Nokia bowled beautifully in the first innings. So
নিউ নর্মাল লাইফে ঘরের রংটা হতে হবে ভাইরাস ফ্রি, সেজন্যই বার্জার ব্রিথ ইজি ভাইরাকেয়ার।
18 কোনো উইকেট না হারিয়ে উইন্ডিজ ওভারে সমাপ্তি।
করোনার সাথে লড়াইয়ে আমরাই করব জয়, তাই তো হাতে তুলে নিয়েছি স্যাভলন ডিসইনফেক্ট্যান্ট স্প্রে, যা করোনা ভাইরাসকে সম্পূর্ণরূপে ধ্বংস করে দেয়। স্যাভলন ডিসইনফেক্ট্যান্ট স্প্রে।
নিউ নর্মাল লাইফে ঘরের রংটা হতে হবে ভাইরাস ফ্রি, সেজন্যই বার্জার ব্রিথ ইজি ভাইরাকেয়ার এর সিলভার আয়ন টেকনোলজি।
অনেক অনেক ভালোবাসা